The JMU Board of Visitors select a new athletic director and interim president. Plus, Camp Kasem helps students and children cope with parents affected by cancer. Then, get ready, Dukes, because football is back for a spring game this weekend. And the JMU Brass Band triumphs with top score at North American Championship.
Live from the Allison B. Parker Studio in the School of Media Arts and Design at James Madison University, this is Breeze TV.
Welcome back to Breeze TV. I'm Abby Allard. For our top story today, the JMU Board of Visitors selected a new interim president and athletic director at this morning's meeting. Breeze TV's Kayla Brown is in studio with the latest updates. Kayla?
Thanks, Abby. The Board of Visitors has named Charlie King as the university's interim president. King is no stranger to JMU. He served as the Senior Vice President of Administration and Finance for 25 years before he retired in 2021. King will work alongside Alger until July 1st, when he will officially take over the role. He will act as president until the Board of Visitors concludes their search for Alger's permanent replacement.
You guys need to be hiring a new president, and I know you'll do a great job with that. I know the team, and I'm really looking forward to hitting the ground running.
King is the first interim president since Carrier's departure 30 years ago. JMU says they will continue to keep students updated as progress is made. Newly appointed Director of Athletics here at James Madison, Matt Roan, was introduced at this morning's Board of Visitors meeting. This comes one day after Roan's official hiring announcement. Roan was Director of Athletics at Eastern Kentucky for the past 4 years and will enter his 9th year as a Division I Director of Athletics when he begins here at JMU in May. Roan led EKU through a conference transition to the Atlantic Sun in 2021. Additionally, Roan made big changes to the athletic staff, adding 57 coaches and staff, including 5 head coaches. In just 4 years, many EKU programs benefited from facility upgrades. One of these, a more than $40 million renovation to Alumni Coliseum, home of the Colonels basketball and volleyball teams. Academics also had success under Roan's leadership. EKU achieved a 3.0 or higher department GPA in each semester during his time as AD, and collected the NCAA's academic-based revenue distribution each year.
I think he's going to bring an energy, and he knows about JMU, did a lot of research about JMU. He's been to JMU prior to the interview process, and I think there's a passion there that's going to connect with our donors and our fans and our student athletes.
Says that he and his family are, quote, overwhelmed by the support and reception, and that he, quote, understands the shoes we have to fill from Mr. and Mrs. Bourne, but I think we're up for the challenge. Roan will start his position as head coach of athletics on May 1st of this year. That's all I have from today's Board of Visitors meeting. Back to you, Abby.
Thanks, Kayla. The results are in. The student body has cast their votes for their leadership in the Student Government Association. Among them, Brielle LaCroix, the student body president-elect, and Abby Herbert, the student body vice president-elect. Reporter Natalia Nelson spoke with the newly elected students to learn more about their plans for the SGA and JMU.
As senior officers bid their farewells at the last Student Government Association Senate meeting of the year, a new group of Dukes stepped up to take their place. Brielle LaCroix, who will take over as student body president for the 2024-25 school year, aims to foster a stronger connection between the Friendly City and JMU.
I'm really excited to start working on campus sustainability, specifically in our education and curriculum. I'm also really excited to work with Harrisonburg businesses and organizations on campus to spread more community engagement and community awareness and get students out into the Harrisonburg community and participating in community service projects.
Carson Teague, who will be SCA treasurer next year, wants to focus on increasing SGA's outreach to clubs and organizations on campus.
The goal for student government and as the treasurer is going to be to make sure all organizations that I can reach know about the opportunities we have to offer. So a couple ways I'm aiming to do this is more promotion on our student government Instagram as a whole, and focusing on my personal Instagram and also student government finance Instagram to make sure that our resources are accessible as easily as possible.
Sydney Stafford secured the position of student representative to the Board of Visitors. She hopes to bring awareness about what the Board of Visitors does and how it affects students.
Another thing that I really plan on pushing for is bridging the gap between our administration, board members, and us students. I feel that if I bridge this gap and hold different events, maybe such as a meet and greet for our board members and students, that all students would know who are making the decisions around campus.
The new leadership is in the process of interviewing members of the 110th Senate. They'll continue to work to build up the SGA for the 2024-25 school year. Reporting for Breeze TV, I'm Natalia Nelson.
Fentanyl was the leading cause of death for Americans ages 18 to 45 in 2021, according to the Drug Enforcement Administration, and college students are at a particularly high risk for drug overdose. However, Rescue Ed, a club that aims to prevent and counteract overdoses at JMU, just got 2 bills passed at the SGA that aim to lower the number of drug incidents on campus. Executive producer Jack Hadley spoke with Rescue Ed to learn more about the new laws.
The Student Government Association passed 2 bills that will make Narcan more available on campus. Under one law, Greek life risk management officers will now be mandated to carry and undergo training in administering Narcan. The second will make the opioid antagonist available in residence halls. JMU's Rescue Ed Club compares this to having a fire extinguisher mounted to the wall. This bill is supported by the Harrisonburg-Rockingham Community Service Board.
People are going to use opioids to whatever capacity they will. So we support people getting trained in naloxone as well as having access to naloxone in the proximity that's absolutely needed.
In addition to lobbying the SGA for these laws for the last 6 months, Rescue Ed has been conducting trainings on how to recognize and respond to a drug overdose. Students who attend are given Narcan and tools to administer it at no cost.
A lot of people want to help and be a part of the change with it, but they don't have the resources available to them to do that. Our thought is if we bring this stuff to campus, like for students for free, we can help combat and prevent any sort of opioid overdoses and just spread awareness about the issue.
Junior Isabella Aragoni didn't plan on learning about Narcan, but when she walked by the Union on Monday, she stopped by Rescue Ed's tabling event and learned how to administer the medication.
It's just really important to know about because the effects of it doesn't harm anybody. If anything, it does more good than harm.
These new laws will be implemented next semester. This is Jack Hadley for Breeze TV.
JMU received a record-breaking donation from late alumna earlier this semester. I spoke with her family and JMU faculty about how this donation will change the lives of JMU students in need of scholarships. At $6 million, Colonel Francis Weir has broken the record for the largest donation to JMU in its history. Weir graduated from Madison College, now known as James Madison University, in 1949. She was known for her philanthropy and generosity. After Madison, she decided to enlist in the military, which was unheard of for women at the time. She worked her way through college and understood the struggles of being a student unable to afford higher education.
Because we can take that scholarship and we can leverage it and pair it with some other money to create a financial aid package that opens doors for JMU to a student who might otherwise couldn't afford to be here.
Prior to her passing, she had been in contact with JMU regarding her desire to donate the $6 million, despite having numerous other options for donation.
She had immense amount of choice to leave her legacy, and the fact that she chose Madison as the destination for her giving is just an absolute wonder.
Weir's nephew shared his fond memories of his aunt, describing her as tough, persistent, and unwavering.
Even though she was small like that, there was absolutely nothing small about her character and her big heart. So.
Anderson noted that it was known from her military records that although she may have had the smallest boots, she most definitely left the biggest impression. When we come back from the break, Andrew Perkson will go live from the festival, engaging with first-generation students on campus. Then, a local restaurant revives the live performance art scene in Harrisonburg. Plus, the JMU community unites for the big event after 6-year hiatus. Stay tuned for all this and more after the break.
It's bow time. Combine the bold taste of Bojangles Chicken Supreme with dill pickles, Carolina Gold barbecue sauce, and a toasted bun that's great on the go, and you get Bo's Bird Dog. Grab 2 for $5. Available for a limited time only. It's bow time. It's bow time.
A leg and thigh dinner from Bojangles for just $5.99?
That's a New Year's resolution.
Probably won't last long.
Kinda like mine. Get more flavor this year with a boldly seasoned leg and thigh, choice of fixin' and a biscuit for $5.99. It's bow time. It's bow time.
A leg and thigh dinner from Bojangles for just $5.99.
A leg and thigh dinner from Bojangles for just $5.99?
A deal so good it's worth repeating, but it won't last long.
So much flavor.
Eat and repeat while it lasts.
So much flavor.
It's bow time. It's bow time. Bojangles' new chicken rice bowl starts with dirty rice, topped with Cajun pintos, chicken, and cheese.
How's that chicken rice bowl?
It's bold from the bottom up.
Get a fresh, hearty chicken rice bowl for a limited time. It's bow time.
This is Breeze TV.
It's not easy for a child to hear that their parent has been diagnosed with cancer. Camp Kesem is a nonprofit student organization across college campuses that helps children and teens adjust to this news. Reporter Lauren Keller went to the Make a Magic Gala to talk about the impact this chapter has on counselors and campers.
Camp Kesem held its 5th Make the Magic Gala on April 13th to fundraise for its annual summer camp. With the support of donations, silent auctions, and sponsors within the community, the camp is free of cost to children that have a parent diagnosed with cancer. JMU alumnus Eli QB Yordi has been involved with Camp Kesem since he was 6. First as a camper, now as a counselor.
And being able to go to a place like Camp Kesem where everyone else can, kind of empathize and understand what that's like is a huge thing growing up. Best organization I've ever been a part of.
The organization encourages counselors to hold games for the campers that get them dirty and running around. Campers also receive nicknames so they can talk about their problems anonymously. With these fun summer activities and deeper talks, counselors are able to take in what the camp is really doing for themselves and for the campers.
It puts everything in perspective. You see these kids running around having the time of their lives, and what they're going through at home.
While surpassing their goal of $4,000 and having the biggest turnout yet, Madison Riptide Spees attributes the success to the JMU community.
Could not be done without the support of our community, and we're so grateful for them each and every single day that each year we're able to reach this goal, bring all 50 of our campers to camp every summer and give them the best experience of their lives.
Reporting for Breeze TV, I'm Lauren Keller.
The Madison First Generation Society is hosting a cookout all afternoon. The cookout honors its members as well as organizations associated within Center for Multicultural Student Services. Reporter Andrew Perkson is there live to interview some students on what this event is all about. Andrew, how's it looking?
Thanks, Abby. The Madison First Generation Society is a program that honors its students who are the first in their family to attend upper-level education institutions. I'm here with Darnell Hicks, who is a junior member of the organization. So Darnell, can you just describe to me what the organization is all about and how would you describe the impact of it?
Yes, so Madison First Generation Society is basically, as you said, a place for first generation students to come and kind of have similar interactions with their peers who also is their first time, and the exec members of the organization offer different resources and stuff like that for first generation students to learn about, since they don't have members to learn from their family or at home and stuff like that. For example, they had I believe a FAFSA building workshop earlier this semester. They offer different events, like fun events, like I think they did the karaoke night earlier this semester as well, and it's just a really fun and safe place for students like me and first generation students that
Well, sounds good. And at the end of today's event, what are you hoping is everyone's biggest takeaway from today's event or just within the organization as well?
Well, really, it's a nice day outside, and I think about 3 weeks left in the semester, it's just a nice day to calm down, come outside, have a bunch of fun, and just remember that MFGS is always here. You don't have to be a first generation student to come either. This is a place that everybody can come around and hang.
Well, sounds good. Well, thank you so much again for joining me today. Hope you enjoyed today's event. And if you guys would like to enjoy this event as well, it'll be going on from now until 6 p.m. here at Festival Lawn. That's all I have here. Abby, back to you.
Thanks, Andrew. A JMU alumnus and local creative is bringing live performance art back to his Harrisonburg restaurant. His love for theater and the artistic scene in the Shenandoah Valley began in his college years, but as it does for many people, life got in the way. Reporter Madeline Gallagher sat down with him to learn more about what led to him jumping back into the performing arts.
You know, during the late 80s and all through the 90s, we were open at night and there was every kind of music you could imagine, poetry readings, open mics, plays, art shows, the whole 9 yards.
Ron Copeland is reviving the theater scene at the Little Grill. He sold the restaurant in 2003 to start a family. 20 years later, when he saw the business in financial distress, he bought it back to combine his nostalgia, creativity, and passion for theater into something special for his community.
Part of my project in buying the grill again is to restore the artistic cultural identity of the grill.
To make his vision a reality, Copeland turned to Facebook. There, he found Reese McClelland, a producer who left New York City's theater scene to semi-retire in Harrisonburg. Though his Manhattan colleagues questioned his move, McClelland found that artistic endeavors in the Burgh hold up to those of the Big Apple.
When I came here, what I found was a city like full of creative people doing really creative things.
Another creative Copeland found through Facebook is excited to perform somewhere other than a traditional stage.
Doing it in a restaurant where people are not used to seeing how theater is done in such a small space. It's very intimate.
Copeland says he's excited to reestablish the Little Grill as a hub for local creatives to make and share their art. Shows will be on Thursday, Friday, and Saturday for 2 weekends starting on April 25th. You can go to thelittlegrill.com to learn more and buy your ticket. Reporting for Breeze TV, this is Madeline Gallagher.
Warmer weather is opening doors for students to get outside and volunteer. Reporter Olivia Williams attended the big event to see what it's all about.
For the first time in 6 years, members of the JMU community came together this past Saturday for the big event, a campus-wide volunteering event focused on helping clean and aid organizations and businesses throughout Harrisonburg. The event was brought back by first-year graduate student Mackenzie Harry.
When I was getting my resume looked at in the Career Center, someone noticed I had the big event for my undergrad on there. And so we thought maybe we could make that happen again here. So I reached out to Misty and we just started working from there.
The Student Government Association Legislative Affairs Committee Chair President Marcus Rant expresses great importance in this event and the message it intends to portray.
We're all here to get out in the Harrisonburg community and show both the local community and nonprofits in the area that we really do care about our community beyond just the walls of our campus.
Vice President of Student Affairs Tim Miller hopes that student involvement in the big event inspires them to give back to the Harrisonburg community more often.
We shouldn't just say, okay, I did this, now I'm good. The scales are balanced. We take a lot and we need to give more than we give now, and the big event's a great way to get that started.
Leaders in this initiative hope to see the big event return for years to come. Reporting for Breeze TV, I'm Olivia Williams.
Coming up next on the sports desk, the JMU Dukettes secure a national victory. Plus, JMU men's lacrosse is off to the playoffs, and softball soars with 5-game winning streak with sweep against in-state rival Longwood. You won't want to miss it.
It's bow time. Combine the bold taste of Bojangles Chicken Supreme with dill pickles, Carolina Gold barbecue sauce, and a toasted bun that's great on the go, and you get Bo's Bird Dog. Grab 2 for $5. Available for a limited time only. It's bow time. It's bow time. Hurry into Bojangles for 2 scratch-made sizzling sausage biscuits for just $4. 1 bite and you'll want breakfast for dinner. Good thing we serve savory sausage biscuits all day. But this 2 for $4 deal won't last forever. It's bow time. It's bow time. It takes 49 steps to bake a fluffy, made-from-scratch Bojangles biscuit. But to make it a country ham biscuit, it takes 50. Get a fresh buttermilk biscuit today with a slice of juicy country-style ham. It's bow time. It's bow time.
A leg and thigh dinner from Bojangles for just $5.99?
That's a New Year's resolution.
Probably won't last long.
Kinda like mine. Get more flavor this year with a boldly seasoned leg and thigh, choice of fixin', and a biscuit for $5.99. It's bow time.
Welcome back to the Sports Desk. I'm Tommy Gerganis reporting on the latest sports news in the Valley. Low amateur golfer and JMU alum Neil Shipley delivered a memorable performance at the 88th Masters last weekend. Shipley, a 2022 graduate from JMU, started his path to Butler Cabin last Sunday, recording a 72-hole score of 300 or plus 12 to earn low amateur honors. Shipley tied for 53rd out of 89 players in the field and was the only amateur to make the cut for the Masters. Shipley reopened play on Thursday with a score of 71 and tallied a score of 76 on Friday to qualify for another 2 days of golf. Shipley scored an 80 on Saturday and played on Sunday with five-time Masters champion Tiger Woods, where he recorded a final round score of 73. Shipley talked with The Breeze on Thursday about his experience playing with an all-time great.
Playing with Tiger is so cool. Obviously having all the crowds around, I felt like that was so cool. I wasn't really intimidated by it, and the Tiger effect is just like, it's real. And, when you hit a really good shot, the roars and everything you hear, it's unbelievable.
Shipley also became a meme sensation for his reaction to a question while being interviewed in Butler Cabin. He said later on the Pat McAfee show that he was looking at the teleprompter because he was, quote, so nervous and didn't want to say something stupid. Just one more reason to call JMU an everything school. The Dukettes placed first in the Division 1A Pom category at the National Collegiate Cheer and Dance Competition last weekend. This is the team's 5th national title in the last 9 years and first national title in the Pom category. After the first day of the competition, JMU was in second place and trailing the University of South Florida by a point. However, on day 2, the Dukettes took the first place spot by 3/300ths of a point, making them national champs. You can catch the Dukettes at their last performance of the season during the spring football game on Saturday. Football is in its last week of spring practice, with its spring game set to take place this Saturday at Bridgeforth Stadium. Though being in its 5th week of practices, the team has approached each drill with the same intensity as when they began.
The energy hasn't changed from the first week. We always been pumped up and getting ready, excited for the spring game, so the energy has been stayed consistent the whole spring.
The contest will be a first look at first-year head coach Bob Chesney and his new staff in action. Among that group is offensive coordinator Dean Kennedy, who's been working with a new-look offense led by redshirt senior quarterback Dylan Morris, a transfer from Washington.
We've done really good. There's been a lot of progress in terms of where we are right now and kind of the back end of spring ball. There's so much more room for growth. That's the cool part about where we see this offense and the ability of where it can be.
Both the team's offensive and defensive units will clash over the weekend in front of what Chesney hopes is a large crowd of JMU students and fans. Additionally, he says that the spring game will serve not just one, but several interests of the program.
Just a good community engagement, fan engagement, alumni engagement, and we want it to feel like a game, get them in situational football, and see how they execute in this stadium.
The game is scheduled for a 2:30 p.m. kickoff at Bridgeforth Stadium this Saturday, with admission being free to the general public. The JMU men's basketball program has received commitments from 5 players this week, with 4 of them being transfer students. Red Thompson Jr. announced his recommitment to JMU after decommitting on March 30th. Thompson was a senior point guard at John Marshall and helped lead the Justices to 3 state titles in the last 3 years. The Dukes also picked up a transfer from Morehead State, freshman Eddie Ricks III. Ricks averaged over 7 points in his first season with the Skyhawks. Another commit, sophomore Justin Taylor, will be coming to the Valley, where his mom played college basketball. Taylor spent his first 2 years at Syracuse and averaged 5 points and 4 rebounds last season for the Orange. Sophomore A.J. Smith announced his commitment Wednesday and will be coming from Southern Indiana. Smith averaged nearly 14 points and 9 rebounds in 2024. On Thursday, the Dukes secured its most recent commitment from Ebenezer Dowuona, who confirmed his commitment to JMU Sports News. Dowuona has spent time at 2 ACC schools, NC State and Georgia Tech. Softball is now on a 5-game winning streak after sweeping in-state rival Longwood on Tuesday in a competitive doubleheader. The Dukes quickly seized a 6-0 advantage in the first game, but had to deal with a strong comeback from the Lancers, who led 7-6 at the top of the 5th. JMU responded by scoring 2 runs in the bottom of the 5th and 6th to secure the win. Then, in Game 2, the team walked in the sweep with a score of 8-2, with home runs by Lexi Rogers and Reed Butler.
Any kind of in-state rivalry, those games are hard, especially during the midweek when we're in the grind of conference. But I think I'm proud. I'm still proud of this offense, for coming up clutch. Yes, it didn't happen as early as I would have liked it to happen.
The Dukes are now in Boone, North Carolina, facing off against App State in a 3-game series this weekend. The first pitch against the Mountaineers is at 5 p.m. Club lacrosse is hard at work prepping for their upcoming playoff match. The team is coming off of what might be their most successful regular season yet. After dropping their season opener to #1 ranked Virginia Tech, the Dukes won their next 9 straight, landing them the 2nd seed in the Atlantic Lacrosse Conference Northern Division. Despite ending the season with a loss, Coach Owen Willison says how they still plan on using the motivation gained from both the prior win streak and their loss.
We got a good group of guys. They got a lot of chemistry. They love playing lacrosse with each other. That's really built us, propelled us into, being nationally ranked, top 25. We made playoffs again this year. And we played Liberty, our conference opponents, a big rival for us, and we ended up losing on Sunday. But a loss, just helps us prepare, what we got to fix going forward. Hopefully we'll end up seeing them again in the LC playoffs and get another chance at winning.
Their first playoff game will be against West Virginia today at 7 p.m. over at U Park. That's all I have for sports. Abby, back to you at the desk.
Thanks for the sports update, Tommy. The Rocktown Authors Festival draws crowds at Massanutten Regional Library. And don't leave just yet. Stay tuned for reporter Kayla Brown's weekend weather forecast.
It's bow time. Combine the bold taste of Bojangles Chicken Supreme with dill pickles, Carolina Gold barbecue sauce, and a toasted bun that's great on the go, and you get Bo's Bird Dog. Grab 2 for $5. Available for a limited time only. It's bow time. It's bow time.
A leg and thigh dinner from Bojangles for just $5.99?
That's a New Year's resolution.
Probably won't last long.
Kinda like mine. Get more flavor this year with a boldly seasoned leg and thigh, choice of fixin', and a biscuit for $5.99. It's bow time. It's bow time.
Dude, we need gas. Yo, we gotta get those Supremes. We're not gonna make it. It's bow time, baby. So worth it, right? I'm glad y'all ran out of gas.
Boldly seasoned chicken Supremes with a biscuit, fixin', and drink. It's bow time. It's bow time. It takes 49 steps to bake a fluffy, made-from-scratch Bojangles biscuit. But to make it a country ham biscuit, it takes 50. Get a fresh buttermilk biscuit today with a slice of juicy country-style ham. It's bow time.
This is Breeze TV.
The Bergs Bookworms gathered at Massanutton's Regional Library's downtown location for the Rocktown Authors Festival on Saturday. Reporter Zeta Sudeth was on the scene to experience what this event was all about.
The Massanutton Regional Library hosted their 4th Rocktown Authors Festival last weekend. The event brought in 18 authors who all applied a year in advance to be featured.
We put almost a full year's worth of planning into the Rocktown Author Festival. It's a competitive selection, so everyone applies to be in, and then we spend time judging and bringing in all of the authors, and then we pull together all of the things that make this a special event to showcase local authors and spread the joy of the written word.
The festival featured book signings, raffles, and author panels. Participating authors like Ryan Brosmer are not only enthusiastic about supporting their peers, but also eager to share their work to the public.
I think events like this are important for any community to kind of expose creators to each other and also the public at large to see kind of what's happening in their community.
Like Brosmer, author Phyllis Duncan hopes the community becomes more aware of their local writers.
Well, I think people don't really realize that they have local authors among them. So it's good for the library to bring the community and writers together so that we know each other and maybe they buy your books.
Library Director Zach Elder says they are excited to continue hosting the event for years to come. Reporting for Breeze TV, I'm Zeta Sudeth.
JMU has had a wide range of musical performance groups on campus, including the brass band. Reporter Andrew Perkson spoke with the band to learn about their recent success.
That's not the Marching Royal Dukes you hear. For this JMU group, it's all about the brass.
JMU's brass band received the highest score at the North American Brass Band Championships this year. The band has been performing since 2000 under the program's founder and conductor, Kevin Stees.
Everybody that's in the group elects to do that. They take extra time in their course work to be able to be in the group. And I think it's just everybody having a like-minded desire to make music of that sort. I think it really draws them together.
To its members, their win feels more like a validation of the hard work of all of the members before them.
I think it speaks to all of the work of generations of players in this band. I mean, this is the 24th year that the band has been in existence. So this is years and years, decades of institutional knowledge that built up and culminated in this one. And I think it's just a really special moment for us and all of the alumni that have played in the group.
After a successful year, the group is motivated to reach similar success in the future. But at the end of the day, they all hope to maintain this family bond they have created.
We put pressure on each other, but really we're all like a big family, and we hold each other accountable for making sure everything is prepared to the best of our ability. We do group sectionals weekly with every section individually, and then when we come together, it's not necessarily practicing parts, it's rehearsing.
The group will be performing in their final concert of the year on April 29th at 8 p.m. Reporting for Breeze TV, I'm Andrew Perkson.
And after a warm week, temperatures are cooling down for this weekend. Reporter Kayla Brown is here to give us more on the weekend weather forecast. Kayla?
Thanks, Abby. That's right. Temperatures are cooling down. The sun definitely had us a little spoiled this weekend. It's 69 in Harrisonburg right now and 70 up in north of the valley. Then tomorrow, we're going to see around the same thing, 68 with 65 north in the valley. Temperatures tomorrow will start to get lower in the evening, and then on Sunday, we're going to have 60 degrees in Harrisonburg. It's cooling back down. Within the evening, it will be in the 30s. Well, Abby, that's the weather for this week.
I'm looking forward to finally having summer, spring weather. It's been a very long, cold winter. So I don't know about you, but I'm going outside. How about you?
Yeah, once it hits 65, I'm ready to be outside all the time. But, you know, thanks so much.
Well, that's all I have for today. See you next week. Same time, same place.